Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to our live feed update for September 25th. I'm your host, Taran Armstrong, and I'm here today to update you on everything that happened yesterday on the Big Brother 25 live feeds. It was day 54 in the house, and just another day on the path to getting the game started up again. And with me to talk about it all is Chantele. How you doing, Chantele?
I'm doing okay. I watch The Real World, and I like seeing people living in a house where they're getting to know each other. Like, I don't need to have strategy. But when we're in a game about strategy, this becomes just so boring because I'm like, what's the purpose here? At least on The Real World, they had a job, or they're all from the different parts of the country. So their coming together was like interesting, a dynamic. But the dynamic has already been set in this game, and it's leading towards an actual resolution, which would be one winner. And so having this like real world style week is just really boring.
Yeah,
It's
this
boring.
week is really because I've never really watched a lot of reality television outside of like competitive reality television. And it's been a very long time. And even Big Brother 1 was competitive to some degree. But this week has really taught me that yeah, just straight up I don't like it. I don't care about the drama between these people if it's not related to the strategic game. And this drama is still related to the strategic game in the sense that it will be relevant in a week from now or whatever. But I'm still just struggling to care so much.
Yeah. I don't. And it's very strange for me because like the season has been so good. And so I want to see these things play out, but like it's kind of like we're just on pause, or like we're holding back from like actually seeing what's going on. And so it's just like it's just kind of uneventful, unfortunately.
Yeah. So let's talk about it because there's some stuff here to talk about today. Of course, Cameron has won the competition to determine whether he's going to play the next competition that will determine if he comes back into the game. And that's the strategic update of the week. He did also make an alliance called the Fugitives with Jag and Matt. They have little nicknames for each other. I believe it's Evictee number 1, Evictee number 2, and future winner of the game. Something along those lines. You can try to guess which one was which. Hard to guess. But apart from that, the game has kind of just been playing out the same as it before. So we're gonna start the day with Corey and Jared. Corey had spoken to Suri the day before about how Jared was kind of at fault for everything that happened. She went and talked to Jared about it and said, "You need to go fix things with Corey." He denied having done any of what Corey said. And so he's gonna go and talk to Corey for like a couple hours, and they just talk through everything that happened over the past few weeks. I swear, like it's like the house guests know that there's nothing to do, and so they just drag these conversations out so much longer than they even normally would
I know.
be.
I'm like, come on, wrap it up. Like we said this already 5 times. Like let's go. Let's move on to something else. But no, they didn't
It's
get that
like when
memo.
they've got an essay to complete and
They
it's a
need more word
hundred
count.
pages and they're really stuck in the trenches right now and they're just like starting to like just really just extend each sentence as long as possible.
Run on sentences galore. Yes.
So they rehash everything, but hey, they're still brothers, they're still tight and everything. This is Jared trying to fix things with Corey, and it doesn't really work. Corey still wants Jared gone. He doesn't think Jared's after him, or does think Jared's still after him. Um, Blue's gonna talk with Matt. They also have a long conversation. She talks about wanting to talk more with Cam. She feels like she needs to help repair that relationship or like build that relationship with herself or for herself. She says that Corey in America, big problem, big problem. Blue says it pisses me off, pisses me off. She's starting to get some of like Jared's like cadence when she
Yeah.
speaks. Pisses me off that America is here, even here at all, because she hasn't done anything. She hasn't done anything in this game, and she doesn't even deserve to make the jury. Like, she's not one of the people that should make jury. She hasn't done anything. Matt says, yeah, all she does is flirt with Corey. And they talk about how, she hates Cam, but flirts with him all the time. They both agree, her and Corey, not going to last outside the house. Blue says, I don't even think they like each other.
Is she jealous? I'm trying to figure out what's happening here.
I mean, I don't know why else you'd talk. I mean, like, what is the motivation to have this conversation in this
With
way?
Matt. Is it just to try to get a target on them, maybe?
She is trying to get a target on them, but I don't know why you'd be like, they don't even like each other.
Is it because maybe she feels that she's projecting what she's feeling about Jared, or Jared about potentially about her?
This is the problem. I don't care.
That's true. That's true. Why are we speculating? Doesn't matter. Who cares? Okay, let's go.
Oh man.
I'm tired of the bullshit.
Yeah. Yep.
Blue is gonna go and talk to Cam. They have a long conversation about working together. She says, America told me that you're gonna go after. He does this whole big thing about like, I've got a plan, but I can't tell you what it is.
He's so annoying.
Jared wouldn't love the plan, but it's a plan. It's gonna happen, and I've got more plans too. And she's like, yeah, America said you're targeting Felicia. He's like, I've got a plan.
Now, okay, I know like all the reasons why he wants to target Felicia, doesn't think that she's going to be like a good jury member and won't necessarily vote for the winner because she'll be bitter. Fine. But like, why isn't he still considering the competition element, the fact that like people have voted him out? Not like, yes, Felicia voted him out, but she wasn't head of household that got him out in the end. I don't know why he's so scared of her, because like the one vote I think is better like to be able to win power than to be worried about her vote. No,
I don't know. I mean, a vote is valuable, especially on a
with
7-person jury.
yeah,
so like,
sure.
if he really does feel like Felicia would never be a vote for him, that's something. On the other hand, like, Felicia's an easy person to say you're targeting, and then when you actually win, you could do something else. That's certainly what Cam has been prone to do in the past.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, actually targeting Felicia, it's a little strange. But again, it's I don't know. I don't think that Felicia is like, Felicia's not a Cam fan by any means, but
I think she still might vote for him because she's kind of impressed by him being so good at stuff.
yeah, I mean, I think that he would, like, Felicia would vote for Cam over maybe even Jag at this point. I don't know, depending on what the circumstances are. I mean, Felicia is certainly one of the people that recognizes how creepy Cam is, so maybe that's problem. But most people in the house recognize that. So like, unfortunately, people outside of the house can sometimes not recognize that. People inside the house do. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's worth like really, tanking your own strategic maneuvering position in the game to take out somebody like Felicia just because you think she might not vote for you. Like, I don't know, maybe have a conversation with her and see, like, try to get a better
Get her on your
like,
side. I don't know.
like, build a relationship there and just win the vote over before she goes in a different way. I don't know.
100%. 100%. Anyways, it's just very strange to me that Cam wants to go that route, because it's like I feel like there's a lot of stronger players in there that might get him out, so he won't even get to the end. And so like maybe try to get to the end first and then worry about the jury votes. But or worry about the jury votes, but get yourself to the end.
Yeah. Well, Corey is going to talk to America. And I'm gonna mix up the order of the events of the day a little bit here, just because it flows a little better. But they're gonna shower together.
I actually wrote down, I'm like, I wonder if you're going to ask about the showering or talk about it. Okay, good. Okay, we're into it.
Chantele, you're too giddy about this. You're way too happy about the shower being mentioned.
I'm only happy just because I know you're just so annoyed by it. It tickles me for sure.
I don't get why the cameras are lingering on it for so long. Like, what is happening here? I don't understand how Jared and Blue, we've seen them like maybe kiss under the blankets once, and yet Corey in America it's like it's like a Cinemax movie. Like, what's going on here?
I mean, they're real America's couple, I guess. America's sweetheart, for sure. And this is what the people want.
Who's the people? Because I'm not the people.
Not the people. Cam's also not the people.
Certainly not. So they're talking in the shower. Corey tells America he has to trust the work that she's putting in with Cam because he thinks that Jared is still coming for him. And now the roles are a little bit, because he's like, listen, I'm going to have to trust what you're saying about Cam, that he's not coming for us. And she's like, okay, well, now that you're trusting me about it, I am a little concerned. He does get really grumpy when we're together, and it's really weird. And he's like, well, do you think he's going to nominate us because of that? She's like, I don't think so.
I mean, he might nominate Corey because of that. Because like now I'm looking back to Riley, and maybe he was getting jealous about like Matt and Riley kind of coming together a little bit, or just becoming friendlier, and so then he kind of like gets Riley out of the picture because he didn't want to see that happening. And then maybe he's just like jealous of all the women not wanting to be all into him necessarily, and so he's just gonna break that up.
He's certainly going to do something. Corey's going to talk to the cameras. He says, I'm going to be so annoyed if I get taken out of this game because of petty jealousy from Cam.
Daddy is determined and driven.
He starts doing some stock watch ratings.
I saw that.
And gets interrupted like 3 people in. I was so annoyed about that.
I was so annoyed too, and like, because you see him pick up his blanket or whatever that he had, and I'm like, oh wait, is that it? Like, is he gonna he's not gonna really go and start back up probably? Like, dang
it's the second time he started doing stock watch ratings and gets interrupted by production. Like,
how'd you feel about the 6 for America?
What's their problem with the stock watch ratings? Let him do them. It's very valuable information for us to see what he's thinking.
Mm-hmm. It's like mostly the best gamey stuff that we were seeing yesterday. I was like, okay, this is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Here to see his thought process for sure.
He says America's in the best position she's been in the game. Nobody's targeting her. She'll probably stay if she's on the block. He'd give her a 6. We'll just do a quick comparison. Last week, America was given a 4. Maybe it will change this week.
I don't think. I was like,
He says, I'd probably give Jag a 6 too. He's always going to be a big target among the 4 of us, but he's good at competitions. Last week, Jag got a 5. Will it go up to a 6? Maybe. Could be right about that. I don't know. He says, Matt is a 7. He's created some enemies, but then he gets interrupted. Matt was a 7 last week, but I don't know, bro. It might be a little higher. I don't know. Yeah, that's his current. Basically, he's somewhat accurately representing Jag and Matt, but way high on America, and I assume himself, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Yeah, he's not really seeing everything for what it is. I think he thinks that America's in a good position because the fact that Cam is likes her so much, and it doesn't seem like people are targeting her, and they're probably blaming. She thinks that people are going to blame. He thinks that people are going to blame him for everything that's kind of happened. But yeah, he doesn't really see the full picture. I think it's because he has a little crush of Pooh.
Yeah, I mean, I also just think that he does not see the extremely dangerous and precarious position that he's in with Jag and Matt. Both between the fact that the competitions are going to get a lot more physical as we go toward the end game, at least we presume so, and he does not see that, and the fact that they now have many more options than he does. They're locked in with Cam. They have Blue, and he basically has nothing. He has maybe Corey and Mimi, or maybe Felicia and Mimi, but we're about to talk about that in just a second. Jared talks to Suri. He tries again to lightly float the idea of like, I think Blue's kind of on it, just kind of figuring it out. That you're my mom. And she's like, Jared, no. Deny.
Or tell her.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, deny.
Did you clip when she says like, oh, I might have mentioned like your father's name, and he's like, oh, you and your big mouth, and then she's like you and the power beach. I was like, she's like clocked him. It's great.
I know, it's the fact that he's like trying to find a way to make it her fault that Blue might know. It's just so ridiculous. Like, what does he think he's doing here? Like, this has no game relevance whatsoever, and she's going to find out what you're doing the second she leaves the house. Like, I don't understand.
And what I also don't understand is why he doesn't want to give her more information so she can play a better game. Like it's like he's lying to her, but it's not actually even helping her. It's hurting her so much in the game, and like he's trying to make it her fault. It doesn't actually make any strategic sense whatsoever. It confuses me.
Yeah. Corey talks to Mimi. He asks her about the Final Four that they've been talking about. He says it just seems like an odd group, you know? I just can't picture us all in a room together. You know, I feel a lot closer to you than I do Felicia. So I don't know, just how are you feeling about it, Mimi? Great opening here, Corey. Really making her feel good about this. She says, well, how do you feel about Felicia? Like, what are you trying to say to me? He's like, well, I don't know. She's just always making moves, making alliances. I'm just a little nervous about whether it's real for her. And I don't want to like make it not real because I think that she's not making it real, but I'm just a little skeptical. It's like, no, Corey, that's exactly what you're doing. It's exactly what you're doing.
100%. Because like if you are worried and wary about the whole situation, like that creates the situation being not real, and people be like, well, if he doesn't feel it's real, then it must not be real. So like I'm gonna worry about the situation, and then it completely falls apart. Like, get it together, Corey. Lie, deny. Like, go in full force. Like, you are 100% all in, and have your speculations on your own and be wary on your own, but like don't bring it to the alliance. Not good.
Mm-hmm. He says, listen, I'm down to just protect each other, but I just don't see the four of us controlling the game together or anything like that. So, but hey, protect each other for sure. It's just like, what, like, this is the most brush off. Like, I just don't understand what he's doing here. And it gets worse as the day progresses. America talks to Blue and she's like, hey, Blue, they're talking about Mimi. And she's like, yeah, Corey told me that Mimi's targets are Bowie and Jack. So, gotta work on that, I guess. So she didn't tell Corey that, but that's what he thinks. And it's like the Mimi and Felicia are like the only thing that Corey and America might have going for them. And they're just dumping everything.
Maybe they're just lost in love. Like it's clouding their judgment around the game. Because I also here don't see why.
If by lost in love you mean that they're lost in love with Jag, Matt, and Blue, then yes.
Well, or yeah, maybe they're blinded and he doesn't realize that he eventually won't be able to get them out, and like they're going to be a problem. Maybe
that is the thing. It's not great. I don't think it's great. Felicia, Jared, and Suri talk for a bit. She tells them about how America and Corey were in the shower together. Very funny. Everyone laughed except for Cam. He didn't crack a damn smile, she says. Suri's like, man, if one of them comes up missing, we know why. They're like, we better take the knives out of that storage room.
I mean, he worries me. He is a little bit. I mean, he has his eyes set on America. He does not like that Corey's has any sort of thing with her, but it's just a little bit bizarre how like everything he was doing was just so creepy and weird. Like, let the girl sit beside Corey. You don't need to like dagger stares like at like her for moving to sit beside him. Like, Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And you know, the talk always is like, "Yeah, but she flirts with him.
I
And
mean,
like disregarding
trying to make
everything
herself feel
else.
comfortable. Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
disregarding everything else about America, like she flirts with everyone. She
it's true.
flirts way more with Jag than she ever has with Cam. Jag has somehow managed to avoid making the entire house talk about how creepy he is and how if one of them goes missing, they're not like, well, Jag's gonna do it. No, they're saying Cam's gonna do it because Cam's the one being creepy. Like it's that simple. It's really that simple.
Well, and also though, just like to defend America, like some people will laugh when they're uncomfortable. America flirts when she's uncomfortable. I think it's like I think that it's a bit of like a mask that she can like protect herself, and so like allow her to flirt so she can feel a little bit comfortable in the situation without having to maybe say something to production. You know, I think that she's just using that away as protection
And I mean, I think it's a very complicated situation
for
between
sure.
America and Cam. I think that she does like him. I think she enjoys flirting with him to some degree. She said that in the past, but that doesn't preclude a lot of other things. We've talked about this already. But again, like regardless of all of that, it doesn't change the fact that he's being creepy. Like
Absolutely.
that's just hands down what is happening. Everybody sees it. You know, regardless of what you think about America, that is what is going on, and the people in the house are talking about it.
I mean, just someone maybe sit him down and be like, "Can you chill out?" Like, I don't know why does he not recognize that people? I don't know, just feel this way about you. I would be so hypersensitive to like the vibes, and it just seems like nobody really is in the house.
I mean, this is a guy who got warned in the diary room about making threats toward women, and it was like, "Oh, don't say that out loud. You'll get in trouble." That I got in trouble because of something dumb. You know, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Um, Corey, America, Jag, and Matt are gonna talk. This was I couldn't even believe my ears listening to this conversation because Corey tells them about his conversation with Mimi. He talks about how they're trying to do this Final Four thing with them, and I'm right away. I'm just like, why?
They're already telling them.
Are they telling you about their Cam stuff? Are they telling you about how Blue wants you out? No, because they know how to play the game, Corey. What are you
Since when is
doing?
Drag out playing him? Ah!
He says that they're talking about working there with Felicia, and he advises Jag and Matt to approach Mimi and Felicia about forming their own four. So they feel locked in and they feel good about being in between two pairs. He's just, yeah. If you guys go. You approach them about four. Like literally his only piece that is not Jag
Theirs.
and matted. He's like, I would like to offer this to you guys as well. Like this, you're not dealing with Suri anymore. They're not in control of everything. You can actually play the game. But instead he's just handing them all of his pieces. And he's just like, so yes, please go and offer them a Final Four. You know, probably one that's a lot more locked in and solid than the one I'm offering them because I'm not actually offering them one. You guys can even probably make a name together and everything. I'll just be left out of all the named alliances. That's going to be a great idea. And he says, and when you go and do that, you can pitch that. You can say stuff like, "Hey, Corey and America are just an inseparable duo." You can talk about how Corey's going to do really well at the mental comps in the end. And America's like, "Hey, I'm going to do well too." He's like, "I really do think you are going to do well, America. I think we're both going to do really well at these mental comps at the end of the game." Why are you thinking this and saying it? Thinking it is wrong in the first place, saying it is so much worse.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I think he's lost the plot for sure. But you know, if you can't, why are you giving your even if they're your allies, whatever, they're still your enemies in the game because there's only going to be one winner. And so the fact that like he's giving his enemies ammunition to like have other people basically try to get him out of the game is actually just like, it's almost comical. Maybe he's just like, he's been in the house for too long and he's not seeing the game straight and accurately anymore. Because like there's no way that this was part of his pre-game strategy to go in there and be like, do you know what? I'm going to offer people reasons to get me and my showmans out of the game in the later stage.
Well, listen, all of that is just bad, not great stuff. I think Corey straight up loses the game with his next comment.
Right.
He says, here's the reason why, America, I think that we are going to win these endgame mental comps. Me, you, and Jag are like the only ones studying right now. He says, Matt, you need to get on this. You need to start studying more too. And Jag goes, I actually haven't really been studying much. I probably need to get on that. And Corey's like, you do. And then he starts helping them both study. And they're getting all kinds of stuff wildly wrong, and he's helping correct them.
I mean, it's his birthday, right? So maybe like he just thinks that he's gained new knowledge and he's now the wisdom, and he's sharing his wisdom because he feels like he's smarter than all of these people. I don't know how to rationalize this one. Corey, you can't get people that are more physically able than you are in these competitions an upper hand. You got to take what you can. Like, yes, maybe you guys are going to be studying, but like, don't tell your opponents.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe this is the problem, is that they were celebrating his birthday today, even though his birthday isn't until like the 29th. So maybe he's already thinking he's a 22-year-old, but he's actually not. And so he's just over. A 22-year-old Corey could have done this successfully.
Has he had an alcoholic beverage?
Yeah, they got alcohol again. They
So
keep
maybe
delivering
loose
alcohol
lips?
to them.
Loose lips, maybe? A little bit of liquid.
This is wild to me, especially like from somebody who should know the game. The idea that they're going to be mental comps at the end is such an off read in the first place. One that has caused a bunch of people to lose the game. But to actively help Matt and Jag study, like he's just giving them the keys to the kingdom. Like his only hope in those endgame comps against them, the two people he plans to bring to the end and will need to beat in competitions, his only hope is that he's studied better than them and that the questions are maybe hard enough that he can overcome the physicality with how much he knows the questions. And he's giving them the answers to the questions for no reason at all.
Maybe he just, because they're in an alliance, like it's like a study group. I don't know. Like, you know, you win, we all win. Like maybe it's that kind of mentality.
Never do this. Never do this. Never assume it's going to be mental comps in the end, and especially never give studying tips. Never help people study that are going to be your direct opposition. And the only time you ever help somebody study is if you know that there's a mental comp coming up and you need somebody to win an immediately upcoming HOH because you're in dire danger. But even then, you want to be careful because the end game is the most critical part of the game. And if you I would say this, never give somebody more physical than you any kind of quiz answers ever, because they will just dominate you in the end game if you do.
I think you might need to make your own rule book for Big Brother and put this one in.
I mean, like, anybody that listens to the podcast should know this. So I'm starting to get a little skeptical.
You know, he's watched one round table and one podcast after an episode, maybe.
Yeah.
But like he seems to know stuff. I don't know what's happening here.
All right. Well, so that's, I mean, listen, this is what's happening here. And the week is going to continue for the next few days.
Yep. I'm like looking at my notes, like usually I have like pages and pages and pages. And I'm like, I had like 4 points and we talked about them.
So nothing else?
Well, no, I mean, Blue and Mimi had a little bit of a game talk and talk about their position a little bit, and they're kind of saying that like, hey, like let's like protect each other, let's work together. They hug it out, but like I don't know how solid that is. Really, I'm gonna have to see what happens when the game starts up again. So that's the only other thing that we didn't really talk about, but
Yeah.
just did.
All right. Well, that's what we have for you today. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, to update you on what else.
Well, maybe there'll be something else because they were speculating. They're like, well, like usually Mondays are like the veto ceremony, so maybe there's gonna have something else for us to do. And I'm wondering if like they won't.
Yeah. No, I don't think they will. But who knows?
Do you know what? Actually, maybe this whole week is to have all of the focus on the premiere of Survivor and The Amazing Race and it being 90-minute episodes. So maybe like they just want to have all the focus on that and like not be thinking and worrying about Big Brother.
I think that's too much intent behind their decisions.
Okay, I try.
Tonight we're gonna have our Survivor draft. So tune in for that. Should be a fun time. And then tomorrow update, and then roundtable. We'll rate the players ourselves, and see how accurate Corey was with his.
I want to know what Corey's
3
gonna
ratings.
get. That's gonna be a fun ranking.
And then Wednesday will be the Survivor premiere. No Big Brother on Wednesday, but I will be live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Taran Armstrong, watching the episode of Survivor live with all of you. And then Thursday, of course, we'll finally get the game rolling again, where I will again be live on Twitch watching the episode, and then we'll, of course, recap what goes down after. So that's what we have coming up. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, all those places. Chantele, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at ChanFriendFran, which has all my socials, or on my YouTube channel, Reality Realness with 3 S's. Or I'm going to be with Bryce and Wen on Wednesday. And so they're having a Survivor premiere party here in Toronto. So I will be oot and a boot. So that's fun.
All right. Well, that sounds fun. To be oot and boot.
Oot and a boot.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us here today, and I will see all of you